Hello everybody, this is Noah from Green Arc Reviews here, back again, and I'm here going to review Only God Forgives. Only God Forgives is directed by Nicolas Winding Refn and stars Ryan Gosling, Kristen Scott Thomas, and Vithaya Pansringarm. I hope I pronounced that right. So Only God Forgives follows Julian, played by Ryan Gosling, who is this drug smuggler who is thriving in the undergrounds of Bangkok. And after his brother gets murdered, his mother comes in, played by Kristen Scott Thomas, and urges Julian to go look for the man responsible. Now, Only God Forgives was one of my most anticipated movies of this year, mainly because I love Drive. Nicolas Winding Refn proved in that movie that he is a phenomenal director. So that was one of my favorite movies of the last few years, and I really was excited for Only God Forgives. But the problem though is that reactions were really divided. Many people in Cannes booed and even left the theater because they felt like it was just not what they expected or felt like it was too over-violent and everything else, but other places actually awarded the film and praised it. And reactions to this film lately have been polarizing. Like, some people are despising it, and others are even calling it a masterpiece. So going in, and as I started the movie, I was wondering what was I going to expect. Am I going to be on the negative side or the positive side? And I gotta say, I'm not necessarily on either side. I don't think it's horrible, and I don't think it's great. I'm just right in the middle, which is why I'm really conflicted with my thoughts on this film. Here are the pros though. Nicolas Winding Refn knows how to direct, and here it's just wow. The cinematography is just breathtaking. Probably the best cinematography I have seen all year. It is just so well lit and angled, and the way everything is shot just reminded me of like Stanley Kubrick level kind of cinematography that was just like grandiose and just incredible. Also, the soundtrack by Cliff Martinez is impeccably well done. It was just so subtle and yet heart-pounding, especially in one scene, which is a fight scene that was just so exciting that actually got me interested. But besides the technical aspects of this movie, which I think are just top-notch, the rest of the movie is just poor in comparison. You see, the acting in here is not horrible, but just not to par like what I think it was going to be. For example, Ryan Gosling, while never horrible in any movie, just feels like he's wooden here. Here he plays this really stoic but not as interesting character. And also Kristen Scott Thomas, who plays his mother, while she does a fine performance here, the same thing for Vithaya Pansringarm, who plays the film's antagonist, if you will, who I think did a pretty good job as well. But then again, I think it's because of this script that is so bland and give any of these actors enough to do. And it doesn't help that all these characters are despicable people. So even though you can make movies with despicable characters and make it an interesting and well done film, and although this movie is done well in a technical aspect, I think Nicolas Winding Refn kind of went a little bit too much with himself and didn't hold himself in enough, because I think his direction here was actually way too much. For those people who complain about Drive being style over substance, I kind of understand where they're coming from, because I feel like Only God Forgives is absolutely style over substance. And also, I have to discuss this, the violence in this movie, I think that it was a little overhyped by how graphic it goes. Yes, there's one scene that I think might have gone a little bit too far that is about torture, but the rest of the film I think overhyped at that point. Overall, I think the violence here was just pointless though, because in Drive, although very interesting and brutal, there it had a point and there were reasons behind it and it was part of the story. Here it just felt really pointless, and although it was well shot, just didn't really work for me. And I understand where people will come from if they think this movie is a masterpiece. I understand why people will think it's a good movie, because this movie is supposed to be all about metaphors. All these characters who I feel are one-dimensional, they're all metaphoric in some way. But I just feel like the way the movie was executed did not really get me invested at all. I love the cinematography, I love the music, the sound design, the production design, incredible. Nicolas Winding Refn knows how to shoot a movie. But when it comes to the story and characters, which I find to be the most important aspect of a film, Only God Forgives ends up becoming a glowing marquee of pointlessness and disappointment. I'm incredibly conflicted, which leads me to give it a 2.5 out of 5. I did not hate this film, neither did I love it or like it. I just feel really indifferent towards it, and I'm really disappointed. But I will give the movie credit for having such a polarizing reaction that it will evoke so much discussion between film fans, whether or not they loved it or hated it or just in the middle like me. So that is my review for Only God Forgives. I'm happy and thankful that you guys watched it, and if you want to see more videos of mine, click that button and subscribe, leave a comment down below, like this video, share this on Facebook and Twitter, any of the social media devices you may use. You can also check out my written review for Only God Forgives at greenarcreviews.wordpress.com, and you can also check out my Facebook fan page down below in the description. And I guess that is it. I am Noah from Green Arc Reviews, and I will see you in my next video.